Good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, traders from across the globe. Welcome to my 2668th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Traders, you know, if you follow me in every video, just about every video last week, every single day in my trading room last week, I would say this. The rise in T-bond futures combined with the drop in crude oil will make the stock market go up. I did not say if, I said this, and it's absolute. Check the videos, listen or speak to anyone in my trading room last week. Not if. It will go back up. Now it's only a matter of time. The stock market will go back up because crude dropped and T-bonds rallied. When T-bonds rally, interest rates drop. When the price of crude drops, it's a stimulus immediate across the planet. These things force a market to go higher. And what happened? Woo-hoo, number 2 on the board. ES, NASDAQ, Russell responding like crazy today. Now get this. I've been dying to get long for this. OMNI belts out a stupid sell signal for me last night. We got short. It dropped. It hit OMNI levels. OMNIX got out. Then it turned around and took off. So the OMNI did not lose even on the big up day, but we didn't get long. We missed some of this move. Hopefully tonight we will get a fill. Now me personally, a little bit of a horror story. While I was typing a flash update to my OMNIX, telling them to get out at the OMNI levels, and I put the OMNI levels in there, I didn't have an order in. It hit the OMNI level to get out, took off, and stopped me out personally. Sorry to say, you OMNIX, I'm glad we were able to pull off a trade before the market went up. Me, I got hit. My stop got hit, which reminds me to remind you, always put stops in because I took a little baby loss today. Little. Even though it should have been a profit. I ended up personally taking a loss. The OMNIX won, I lost, but my stop was in. It got hit a little loss, and if we didn't have that stop, boy, it would have been a big loss today. So, risky, risky, risky. This is a risky business. Never trade without stops. Put them in first and always, always trade with that stop in before you get into a trade. All right, so once again, on the board, absolute. This is what happens. It's not an if ever. It's always a will. It will. It's a matter of timing, right? When T-bonds rise as quickly as they did, and you combine that with a quick crude oil drop, that forces stock markets or stocks to go higher. And now it's happening. Number 3 on the board, I've got a chart masterpiece to prove all of this out, and you're going to love that. I can't wait to show you these great charts. Make sure that you are in my live trading room tomorrow. Actually, make sure you're in my live chat room every day. But tomorrow, sometime around 4, I think it's 4, I never looked, but it's between 4, 4:30. Show up at 4, you won't miss it. I am doing a webinar tomorrow. It's kind of called a midweek day-end recap. We'll see exactly where we are on charts live and what this should mean for the next 2.5 days for the rest of the week. Join me, live webinar. That will happen on Wednesday around 4 o'clock Eastern. Click the link below and you'll have a free webinar with me, Oscar, and I'll show you some great charts. In fact, speaking of showing you some great charts, I'm going to show you some great charts right now. Quick announcement. OMNI campers that have contacted me and want to come to the January OMNI camp, I know you're there. I know we've spoken. I'll start sending you some emails this week. Don't worry, I've got you in mind. OMNI Camp will be this January. I believe it's the 14th of January. Contact me if you want to join me at OMNI Camp. We're not doing one November, December. We will do one in January. Contact me, 702-629-4755. Go to OMNI BOOTCAMP. Fill out an application there. Let me know if you want to come to this January's OMNI Camp. More about that in the next few weeks. All right, traders. So I'm going to show you some great charts right now. Make sure you join me at livewithoscar.com and make sure you keep your emotions out of trading. How do you do that? Well, place your damn stop first. That helps. Then, instead of hitting the keyboards and changing stops and getting this and thinking I should do that and maybe I should this and I'm going to cancel replays, don't do any of that. Instead, put your stop in, put the trade on, and then say this to yourselves over and over again. It'll help you on a bad day especially. Say this with me. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Stop, soar, in. Emotions are rock and roll, traders. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's go look at some charts. Traders, you've heard me say this for how long now, that this drop in crude would make the stock market go higher. Not just this drop in crude. By the way, we had that 75 target and it hit exactly to the target. How crazy is that? That drop in crude, which is a stimulus to everyone on this planet, and the steep rise in T-bonds, which makes the price, or I should say the yield, or what you would pay, make it simple, what you would pay in interest when you go to the bank starts to drop when T-bonds go up. When futures go up, interest rates go down. That's the way this works. Now, Jerome Powell does not have to come out and say a single word for interest rates to go down. He doesn't have to lower them. If bond futures go up, the rate automatically lowers itself. Bond futures have gone up this far. Crude dropped as far as I had shown you. And that prompted me, of course, along with the charts and looking at the charts every day, to tell everybody all during last week, it's not a matter of if at this point, it's a matter of when the stock market will go higher. We were left with this on Friday. A choice. What's going to happen? On Monday. What do we do here at this average? It basically fails. If it holds, it's great. If it gets under, it fails. Well, we got up to it. What's supposed to happen? It should drop, right? Because it keeps failing at that level. Well, finally, and we knew it would happen one day this week, the drop in crude and the high rise of bonds made that happen instead. Look at that monster rally above the average. Rock and roll, that now we are set free. And the markets are free to move higher. Welcome to the Santa Claus rally, kids. Look what happened to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ came back to the line after a few days, held the support, put in yesterday's weird bar, and exploded today. Looks fantastic. It's now out of this channel that's had it locked in for the entire year. It's finally, or almost the whole year. It's finally locked out. It's unlocked. It's out of the channel, and it's free to go. Russell 2000, of course, we had the head and shoulders, which led to that big drop. But look what happened. It came out, tested it several times, got above, and exploded. This one is now free to move higher as well. So we're doing really, really well in our indices. And look at your Dow Jones Transportation Average. Look at this thing. It's leaving gaps now. It's gone crazy. It's above major resistance. Settled all the way by the highs. After support got noticed, the market has been acting like a market that should after it finds support. And we're now starting to show it to the world. And look at your Dow Jones Industrial Average. Welcome to the Santa rally. Say hello to Santa, kids. Look at the gap here. That is a breakaway gap. Started with this gap, came back down and filled it, and exploded, leaving another gap, a breakaway gap. You gotta love what you're seeing here. And finally, chart masterpiece. Traders, literally since the COVID lows, I've been using this exact same chart. Video after video, webinar after webinar, seminar after seminar, keeping my Omniacs in check, showing them that in the end, the market goes higher this year. And boy, it has been working. Now let's just go to top day. Forget about the COVID stuff. Forget about everything else that worked. We had a bull flag recently, and I said that's a bull flag. It's a textbook bull flag. It should work. It did. This is a weekly chart now, not a daily. Weekly bar. We built another bear flag, we built another bull flag, and I said, well, that one looks like it's going to work too. Well, look at it starting to work already. Fantastic chart. Now get this. Not only do you have a bull flag, that bull flag projects higher than previous contract highs, which is that line right there. This flag projects over that, meaning NASDAQ is going to make an all-time new high very soon. Rock and roll technical analysis. OMNI, please give us a buy signal. Well, it already did. Please let us get in tonight or tomorrow. And I will see you all at livewithoscar.com.